And we do welcome you back to Golf Talk of the Carolinas. John Hockaday here in the booth, and right now special guest Madison, Balfe, and I guess Maddie is what we'll call you here tonight. Great to have you here, and great to have you in the booth with Golf Talk of the Carolinas.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be on.
Well, listen, let's talk a little bit about you first. I guess you've been in the Carolinas a little over a year, and you got here enough to see about 2 months of normal before COVID, and tell us a little bit about how you came to the Carolinas and to the Carolinas Golf Association.
Absolutely. So I'm from Lawrenceville, Georgia, which is about 30 minutes outside of Atlanta. And so I was in journalism school at UGA, and I thought I definitely...
A bulldog, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's for sure. Go Dogs. And so I thought I wanted to go into a typical newsroom setting, and after shadowing for a little bit, it was very high pace and fast energy, and I'm more of a slow person. And so I decided to look into golf. It felt like a no-brainer. I played golf in high school, and I love it, and love watching golf, and so covering golf felt like it should be what I'm doing. So I decided to take on an internship at the CGA. Spent a summer doing that, and then after that, after realizing the staff is amazing, the players are great, I really enjoy amateur golf, and decided that's where I wanted to be. So came up here, took a job as the manager, and was eventually promoted to the director, and that's why I'm here now.
Well, I guess you did see it for a couple of months as normal. How has that transition been? I know that just in talking to Jack, y'all have done a lot of remote work, and so how is all that?
It's a little bit odd to start your first job out of college and only be in the office for 2 months, but it's kind of become normal at this point. I work from home and just clicking and clacking away at the dining room table, but it has been nice, especially with golf. Working in golf has been a godsend when it comes to starting a first job in the middle of a quarantine. Golf kind of sells itself right now, and working in marketing for golf, I've been very lucky.
Well, I guess, and I grew up with the Carolinas Golf Association in the 60s and 70s playing in junior tournaments. I used to wait for those applications to show up in the mail, and that's obviously that doesn't happen anymore. Really, the CGA was sort of ahead of being able, you guys were where you could work remotely right away, because everything's been online for years and years now, applications, everything.
Yeah, so Jack always likes to tell a story that back when we used to have registration that was mail-in, people around town would come and drop off their registration and try and slide it under the door so they could be the first to register in the morning before anybody else could get on and send theirs by mail. And so that is a very different story from now. All of our work is done with Golf Genius and USGA tournament management, and it's all just digital world now.
Well, it was actually nice. My son played in the Carolinas Mid-Amateur last weekend, and it was nice to be able to sit at home and watch, see how he was playing. Because they post, I guess, every couple holes, and so it is nice to do that. Speaking of the Carolinas Mid-Amateur, tell us a little bit about what is coming up for the CGA in the next few weeks.
So after the Carolinas Mid-Am, we went down to Orangeburg Country Club, and we had the Carolinas Senior 4 Ball. And that was a really exciting field. We had 20 out of the top 25 top Carolinas senior players in the field. And so everybody was really battling it out there. And our leaders at the end of it actually started the final day 5 shots back. And so they really battled on that last day to pull their way up to the top. And so Rich Weston and Tim Teaster took that. And now we have 2 more exciting events this week. Tournament season is just going to start firing away here. During the summers it gets pretty wild, but this week we've got the Vicky DeSantis Championship, and that is after one of our board members, Vicky DeSantis, and she's a volunteer with us for many, many years. She's done a lot of great work with junior girls golf, and this championship is one of our most elite of the year. So we've got 40 out of the top 50 ranked Carolinas junior girls. A lot of these girls have D1 scholarships coming up, and they are phenomenal players. And so we'll be at Pine Island. It's always been at Pine Island since the start of this championship, and Chloe Holder has held the title for the last 2 years, but now she's gone off to college, and so it'll give the rest of the field an opportunity to really seize this and go for the top.
Well, I'm sure our good friend Robert Linville, who's a PGA professional up around Greensboro, he teaches a lot of those girls that'll be in that tournament. I'm sure he will be there. I wanted to ask you, we had the opportunity to come down and talk with Jack a couple months ago about the show as far as getting it ready, and just walking through the halls there, some of the things that that are displayed from back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. It's really almost a museum, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
But tell us a little bit about some of the neater things that are in there.
Absolutely. That's been one thing I've really missed working from home. Is I used to essentially work in a museum of Carolina's Hall of History, and it's really impressive what we've got there. So one of my favorite things, just being in broadcasting, I really love Jim Nance donated one of his CBS Sports jackets to us a few years ago, and so that's pretty cool. He's from Charlotte area, and
What size is that coat? I'm just curious.
might be able to stop by the fitting room. And we've got these lockers that are awesome. It is for Peggy Kirk Bell and Billy Joe Patton and Harvey Ward. And so they are essentially like their lockers getting ready. So we have some of their shoes and some of Peggy's dresses.
Oh, that's neat.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And we've got a replica of the British Am trophy that Harvey Ward won. And so we've got a lot of cool clubs there, a lot of cool trophies, and it's definitely something, as soon as the office opens back up, everybody should stop on by. And it's really cool.
Well, I enjoy those types of things, and some of the older pictures that you've got, and some of the clubs that are back when, back when Jack and I played junior golf, which is a long time ago, but that's pretty neat. Listen, we always try to give away some stuff from the Carolinas Golf Association. I know we've got some hats that I'd like to give away. Let's talk about a trivia question. Have you got one tonight for me that we could use, possibly? And what we want to do before we give the question, want to let our listeners know that our email here is golftalkofthecarolinas@gmail.com. golftalkofthecarolinas@gmail.com, and the very first email that we get with the correct answer will win some CGA stuff. So, so let's. What you got tonight?
All right, so another great thing in our Hall of History is we have Beth Daniels' jacket from the Curtis Cup. And so the question I'd like to ask is, what is the major that Beth Daniel won? She won 33 championships, but only one major. So what is that major that Beth Daniel won?
Okay, I think I know that one, but we're going to wait for our listeners to chime in on that one. But yeah, she is a Carolinas golfer, and I had forgotten about that. But I guess she played at Furman, maybe. Or she was from South Carolina?
Yeah, she's from South Carolina.
That rings a bell, but okay, so we're going to try to find out which major Beth Daniels won. You can email us at golftalkofthecarolinas@gmail.com, and we will look for your answer, and we'll find somebody to give some CGA merchandise to. Well, Maddie, I want to thank you for coming by and chatting with us today, and certainly look forward to working with you and the Carolinas Golf Association all season long. It's going to be a great year this year. Well, we got a lot of golf coming up. We got the Wells Fargo next week, and another major in 4 weeks. So we're going to be busy here talking golf and nothing but golf. But we do thank you for coming by.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me, and I'm looking forward. We got a lot of stuff coming up, so looking forward to talking with you about it.
All right. That's Maddie Balfe from the Carolinas Golf Association. We're going to take a short break. You're listening to Golf Talk of the Carolinas. We'll be back right after this.